Most people think martial arts is just about discipline, fitness, and self-defense. They imagine controlled sparring, safe techniques, respectful bowing. But that illusion exists for one reason: to hide the truth. The truth that some techniques were never meant for sport, never meant for training halls, never meant for public eyes at all. These moves were designed for one outcome only: to end a threat instantly and permanently. And here's the part almost nobody is ready to accept. The deadliest techniques you'll see today aren't banned because they're too violent. They're banned because they bypass strength, bypass endurance, bypass skill, and go straight to the human body's shutdown switches. A beginner can learn them, a trained fighter can weaponize them, and a government can fear them. The more you study real combat history, the more disturbing it becomes. Every country, no matter how powerful, quietly removed these moves from their military manuals, their martial arts curriculums, even their traditional schools. Not because they were forgotten, but because they were too effective, too unpredictable, too impossible to defend against once someone had the intention to use them. And here's the uncomfortable truth you must hold on to as you watch this list. The world didn't ban these techniques to protect fighters. It banned them to protect society from anyone who understands how fragile the human body really is. Because when you learn what these techniques do, you stop seeing fights the same way. You stop thinking about winning or losing, and you start realizing how terrifyingly easy it is to incapacitate a human being when you know exactly where to strike, twist, or break. So if you're ready, let's go into the 15 martial arts techniques so deadly they were erased from every country on earth. 1. Muay Thai. Spinning elbow. Most people think elbows are just close-range strikes, but the spinning elbow is a different creature. This move converts your entire body into a rotating blade. It doesn't just cut through guard, it disconnects the brain for a split second. That's why it's banned in many traditional circuits. Not because it's flashy, but because a correctly placed elbow to the temple ends the fight before your opponent even realizes you turned. 2. Krav Maga. Groin destruction kick. This isn't a simple groin kick. Krav Maga teaches a full-force upward obliteration meant to rupture tissue and collapse the opponent's entire nervous response. It's not dirty, it's anatomical warfare. That's why every sport bans it. Even a beginner could end someone's mobility instantly. 3. Silat. Scissor takedown. You wrap your legs around the opponent's base and slice through their balance like a guillotine. One mistake? ACL torn, hip dislocated, spine twisted. Silat fighters train it to end movement, not control it. Most organizations banned it after too many catastrophic injuries. 4. Karate. Knife hand throat strike. Everyone has seen the knife hand, but almost nobody understands its real purpose. The throat is unprotected, fragile, and filled with survival reflexes the body cannot ignore. A single, perfectly angled strike collapses airflow. That's why modern karate nerfs it, because even a light contact can do permanent damage. 5. Wing Chun. Chain punch to the jaw hinge. The chain punch is allowed in drills, but its original target was never the chest. It was the jaw hinge, where the mandible meets the skull. Repeated strikes here cause instant neurological overload. That's why real Wing Chun masters hide the true version. Too fast, too precise, too devastating. 6. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Cervical crank. This move isn't a choke, it's a spinal threat. A cervical crank forces the neck past its natural range until the vertebrae scream. In professional MMA, it's restricted. In street combat manuals, it's removed entirely. The neck is the body's control tower. Once it's compromised, everything collapses. 7. Aikido. Wrist compression break. People laugh at Aikido until they feel Nikkyo applied correctly. It's not about twisting the wrist, it's about collapsing the nerve pathways running through it. When the joint locks inward, the pain isn't just physical. It shuts down the brain's ability to maintain balance. That's why it was banned in early police academies worldwide. 8. Kyokushin. Liver shock punch. The liver is the body's off switch. Kyokushin fighters learn how to hit it with terrifying precision. When the liver shuts down for a second, the legs fail, the vision collapses, and the body locks. This technique is removed from most beginner training because the body simply cannot resist it. 9. Sambo, heel hook, piatochny zakhvat. One of the fastest ways to destroy a fighter permanently. The heel hook doesn't attack muscle, it attacks ligaments. Once pressure is applied, the knee spirals and tears internally. There is no resistance, no escape. That is why it's banned in many grappling tournaments worldwide. 10. Taekwondo, spinning hook kick to the back of the head. Dui huryo chagi. The move is allowed in sparring, but not to the original target. A spinning hook kick to the back of the head disrupts the cerebellum, the brain's balance center. One strike can cause blackout, vertigo, or long-term neurological damage. That's why regulators worldwide changed the rules. 11. Lethwei, bare-knuckle headbutt, butting the brow line. Lethwei fighters use the hardest part of their skull to crash into the softest part of yours. Even tiny headbutts break noses, orbital bones, and consciousness. The reason boxing, MMA, Muay Thai, and every other sport bans it? Because you can't safely defend against a weapon that doesn't feel pain. 12. Judo, Kani Basami, flying scissor takedown. This legendary throw was removed from competition after it snapped legs and shattered knees. You trap the opponent's leg between yours and collapse sideways, using your body weight as a blade. It's elegant, deadly, and too dangerous to allow in modern tournaments. 13. Ninjutsu, carotid crush, shimewaza variant. This isn't a choke. This is a direct collapse of blood flow to the brain using the side of the forearm. 2 seconds equals dizziness, 4 seconds equals blackout, 8 seconds equals total shutdown. It bypasses breathing entirely, which is why it's forbidden everywhere outside private dojos. 14. Kali, temple strike with palm heel, Siko palm thrust. The temple is the weakest part of the skull. A palm heel strike delivered at the right angle can fracture bone and shock the brain instantly. Kali practitioners use it because it's faster than a punch and twice as destructive. That's exactly why it's absent from almost every sport rule set. 15. Burmese Bondo, solar plexus collapse, tiger strike. A perfectly placed strike to the solar plexus doesn't just knock the wind out, it collapses the diaphragm. When someone can't draw air, panic takes over, muscles freeze, and the body shuts down. This move was removed from military drills because it caused too many real casualties during training. Most people will watch this list and think, wow, those techniques are dangerous. But here's the uncomfortable truth you probably felt deep down while listening. It's not the techniques that are dangerous, it's the knowledge. Because once you understand how fragile the human body really is, normal fights stop looking like fights and start looking like accidents waiting to happen. And that changes you. It changes how you move, how you react, how you think about strength, danger, and even confidence. So now, I'm genuinely curious. Which technique shook you the most? Which one made you stop and say, oh, that one could end everything in one move? Tell me in the comments. Your answer will reveal far more about how you think than you realize. And before you scroll away, prove something to yourself. Help this channel hit 2,000 subscribers, not because I asked, but because someone who understands knowledge like this should be part of the top 2,000 minds watching it. Let's see who steps forward.